Hi everyone, welcome to Wealth Wednesday. It's Jennifer Jobson here coming to you live from Charlotte, North Carolina. And I am really looking forward to introducing you to my guest tonight, Mr. Rick Cruz. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Wednesday. It is hump day and it is time to reflect on Monday and Tuesday and look forward to Thursday and Friday and all the great things that we can do. I'm going to go ahead and invite some friends, and I encourage you to do the same, because you know what? This information might be able to inspire you or help you, or even give you some clarity on a direction that you want to go into in your life, in your business. So I see Rick is there. Hi, Rick. Go ahead and send me an invite, and I'm going to share it with some of my friends as well. Please say hello in the chat box and let me know where you're coming in from. And if you're on replay watching it, let me know that as well. So let me get Rick invited here. I'm adding you. So the volume, I'm getting used to this. The volume might go down once Rick is added. So we shall see. Please let me know too that you guys can hear me clearly. Tuesday yesterday it was a little sketchy. Hi Rick, how are you?
Hi Jennifer, good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, doing
Awesome.
Very good. I can hear you clearly.
I can hear you absolutely clearly.
Yay. Last night, Rick, when I was doing Testimonial Tuesday, I had the worst echo on the gal that I was interviewing, and I just kept rolling with it. I did. You know, sometimes Facebook gets wonky on us and we don't know why.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I've done a few of these where we've definitely had technical issues that took 5 to 10 minutes to figure out, but I think we're all getting the hang of it now.
Yeah, last night it took me 3 takes. We had to start up 3 times to get things going. I know, it's crazy. But we do. We love social media, and we love the opportunity to be able to do these lives and bring information like we're going to be talking about tonight. So before we really get into kind of the meat of things, Rick, if you could just introduce yourself to our audience. Tell us a little bit about who you are and you know, what your background is.
So my name is Rick Cruz. I'm a Diamond Ambassador with New Life. I came on board back in January. In my real life, I am a master franchisee for a franchisee called franchise called AFC Urgent Care, and we're the only national urgent care franchise in the country. I own 6 urgent care clinics in Massachusetts. As a master franchisee, I've helped develop another 16 locations throughout Massachusetts and Maine, and that's what I do for my full-time job. And coming on board in January of last year, I've never done network marketing before. I didn't know anything about it. I just was turned on to the product by Kelly Duncan Smith and Patrick Smith, and I had great results right away. And I called them and I said, now tell me about the business. How do you do this?
All right, well, let's freeze on that right there. That right there is a great thing. So obviously, you are somebody who is in the business world that's very successful, because, you know, sometimes I think, Rick, that people think that if you have another job, you might not even give something like this a second glance. So you have a very successful business life outside of this company, and you tried the product first and obviously got the results that you were looking for enough to excite you to take a look at the business opportunity. Is that right?
That's exactly right. Because I was very skeptical when I first heard about the product, because I was like, transdermal HGH, I don't even know what the word homeopathic means. I just didn't get it. But I'm an open-minded guy. I'm 53. I work out all the time. I try to stay in shape. And I also, you know, I'm the guy that walks into GNC once a quarter and says, what do you got? You know, to help me, you know, stop from getting older and be able to do all the things I love to do. And I just started using it. And Kelly's like, listen, just try it. Patrick and I are having great results, and I want you to try it. And I said, okay, fine. So I started using it in February of last year, started feeling those initial results over the first month, more energy, better sleep. And for me, the convincing thing was my lower back pain really diminished. I would wake up every morning and have to stretch. As you can see, I have beams in my house, right? So I would stretch off of those beams, and all of a sudden I realized I wasn't doing that in the morning anymore. So I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. The other thing that was my convincer was, this was back in March. So we had a big ski season up in Vermont. And my son and I usually try to cut out between 2:30 and 3. And we had some major dumps a couple of times, and I was skiing right to the 4 o'clock lift. So I knew something was going on. Yeah, it
That's
was pretty cool.
exciting.
Yeah,
That's really cool. That's neat. Yeah, I had discomfort in my right shoulder from being a trainer, and I don't know if it was just overtraining it because I never had a moment where I knew it was an acute problem that I have received a lot of
right.
relief from. I mean, it's
Yeah,
almost gone
yeah,
with the gel, so I really like that. Okay, so you have had no network marketing
none.
experience
Right.
whatsoever. So what would you say to the person, Rick, who is watching this that maybe loves what they're doing? And has no network marketing experience themselves, what would you say to that person as far as taking a look at this?
Here's my thoughts. Like, this is not a hard opportunity to take advantage of. It really isn't. Because all you're doing is telling your story over and over again. You're telling your personal story. These are my personal results from taking this gel. And I think you should try it too, because you probably want to have the same results that I do. And that's all it is. It's just telling that story with passion over and over and over again, and duplicating that simple system of sending the video, saying, hey, I'll give you a call after you watch the video. Call them and just say, this is what's going on. This is what I found. This is the opportunity if they're a business person. But more importantly, this is what the product can do for you, and help you feel better in so many different ways. And so it's just telling the story, like, wherever you are. So I have all sorts of great stories about just talking to random people about it. And one of the great ones is was at a bar and met a friend of mine who I hadn't seen in a couple of years, and we were sitting there. It was up in Newport, Rhode Island. And I said, what are you doing these days? And that was the opener. He told me about his job. And of course, what does he ask me? What are you doing these days, Rick? And I said, well, as a matter of fact, and I told him all about the gel. He and his girlfriend were very interested. And the great part about the story is the couple sitting next to them was eavesdropping. And they said, hey, we're interested too. So I signed up all 4 of them after that conversation. So it doesn't matter. I also did it. This is the other cool story. I did a 3-way call in a ski lodge last winter with someone. And when I hung up the phone, this older couple who were in their early 70s and were skiing as their retirement, they had a place up at Stratton, and they said, tell us about the gel. Like, we're very interested, just by overhearing my conversation on a 3-way call. So the point is, just tell your story passionately anywhere you go, to anybody that you can get in front of.
I love that. Absolutely. All right, well, let's just talk for a second,
Yeah.
rewind just a little bit on the industry of network marketing. Why would somebody such as yourself, who obviously is extremely successful in the
Yeah.
business world, why would somebody take a look at just the network marketing industry?
I mean,
what attracted you other than the
yeah.
product
I mean,
usage?
for me, it was, everything that I've done in my professional career has been about helping people. So I was in finance for 16 years as a financial advisor. I became a branch manager where I recruited financial advisors from other firms to come work for me, and I helped the current guys that work for me, grow and become better. And then when I got into the urgent care business, I got into it because I knew that urgent care was a way that I could create great experiences for people in healthcare that they just weren't used to. So I've always been about how can I help people. So the product was just super easy for me because I said, hey, this is a product that I can help other people feel better. And then from a business perspective, my realization was, as more and more people started coming in, I started seeing, wow, this is actually pretty easy to do. I just got to be consistent with it. And I got to become an expert in it too. So what I tell my team, so I've recruited in 80 distributors in my first year, over 20 customers. And I've built a team of over, I think on last count, I was over 15,000 people in my downline. So what I tell my team all the time is you got to be doing 3 things. The most important thing is education, right? You got to educate yourself, become an expert on New You Life, become an expert on the products, become an expert on network marketing, know that commission plan inside and out, right? So you're the expert. So as you bring on people and they bring on people, the 3-way calls flow, they're very easy, you become confident, and you've got the answers, right? So educate yourself, prospect a little bit every day, and then become a leader. Start to do those three-way calls yourself. Send out a monthly email. Have a welcome email that you personally send out to any new distributor that you come on, like it's a business, right? So education, prospecting, and leadership. You do those three things on a consistent basis, and you'll rise to Diamond Ambassador. I hit Diamond Ambassador in 6 months.
Excellent. Woo!
Yeah.
All right. I like
just doing
that.
those,
I like
just
that a
doing those
lot.
things. You know.
It is about consistency. Well, let me ask you this then. What would you say, Rick, to the person who possibly is in network marketing? Like what would they look at to understand what is special about our company versus other companies? Because,
Yeah,
you know, they all have good points
of
and bad
course.
points and all of that kind of stuff. But why would somebody who's already in network marketing take a look at our company?
I would say, you know, probably a couple of things. Again, I've never seen another commission plan, but from what I've been told, we have a very lucrative commission plan compared to others with the you know, the direct levels that come in plus the binary plan. I know it's been very lucrative for me, so I can tell from experience, or tell everybody from experience, it can be very lucrative if you do what we ask you to do, which is concentrate on, you know, building your teams and doing those three things that I talked about. But also, I still believe that we're still very early on. They talk about, like, if you do research and you Google, you know, early stage of network marketing or what's considered early, you know, they consider the first 250,000 distributors in a network marketing company to be very early, right? So we're at 100,000 people. So we're still very, very early. Think about our market in the United States, right? It's basically men and women 35 years and older. There's millions and millions of people. And now we're going into Hong Kong, and soon we'll be going into Canada and Mexico and, you know, all over the world. So you get in now and you know that one person, especially if you're a network marketing person, you know, you bring in one great person to your left and one great person to your right, you can make a lot of money in this business.
Yeah, it's really that simple. Like unlocking the compensation plan is so
Totally.
simple. It's consistent
Yeah.
work for sure, and it's work, and that's why we call it
Right.
network
Right.
marketing. But you're right. It's two people unlocks the compensation plan, and then you begin to build from there. I like what you said too, Rick, about
Right.
timing, because timing really is
Yep.
important. And you know, the opportunity that we sit on today, September the 11th, is going to be way different looking than December the
Right.
11th and then
Right.
February the 11th. So what would you say about timing and urgency as far as if someone were looking at our company and wanting to come on board with the
Well,
business
I've
plan?
always said the earlier the better. I've actually put videos out on LinkedIn talking about, you know, get in now, get in early. It's just, I think it's the earlier the better, right? You're ahead of the curve. And I think this company is positioning itself finally to really explode. It was interesting, you know, being, you know, coming in very early. I came in at number 530 is my distributor number. And going through everything we've gone through over the last 18 months. And by the way, my success is not because I got in early, it's because I built a business. I brought in 80 distributors over that period of time. It wasn't just being in early, you have to also work at it as well. But I still think that, you know, we're early, and the company right now, if anybody went to our conference, they saw that we've come so far in the last year. If you think about it, a year ago right now, we had a video and no product. Right? Actually, I think we just started getting our
Right.
product, you know, a year ago right now. Right now, we're a large corporation that's, you know, going to do over $100 million in sales this year. We've sold over 500,000 bottles. We have a huge corporate office in Utah. We've got great marketing, great packaging, a new bottle, which finally is pretty amazing. And we're working the kinks out. Now, not all the kinks are completely out yet, but 95% of them are. And the other 5% are going to get taken care of in the next few weeks. So I don't think we're in any better of a position than right now to get involved in this business.
Excellent. All right, let's talk about Me2 products. Again, based on why this is such a great opportunity. You know, for me, I know that I have been in the network marketing industry itself for a number of years. I love this industry. I'm passionate about this industry. I want to share it with as many people as I can. But, you know, aligning yourself with the right company that has the timing and the positioning that we have is pretty much a really, really phenomenal time to take part in this. So what would you say in regards to that?
Just in terms of like, so the Me Too products, I had, it's funny, it's a term that I heard for the first time just a few months ago. Remember, I'm a newbie to network marketing. So my understanding of a Me Too product is, a company that creates products that are very similar to others because they're selling well, right? So I don't think we're a Me Too product company. I think that's what's really cool. And if you talk to people who have been in this business for a while, they're like, we like New You Life because it's not a Me Too product company, right? We've got, nobody else has transdermal HGH, gel. Nobody does, right? And these other products that Alexia are going to come out with are going to be pretty amazing, and also their own category, right? They talked about how we have multiple categories coming out. Somaderm is a category in itself, and there are going to be multiple other categories of products that just have no competition and are not Me Too products out there. So that's very exciting to me as well.
Yeah, it is. It's a great position to be in. And knowing that the products, like you said, they are going to open up categories that we haven't even
Right,
seen yet, that the
right. Some cool
marketplace
stuff.
has not
Yeah,
seen yet. Yeah, yeah. And then the NDC code, having a
yeah.
national drug code with our products, I mean, that itself makes the uniqueness. It kind of separates us, kind of puts us above the crowd. And that's, again, a really good positioning. Where do you see the vision for this company going?
Gosh, I feel like we're in the early stages of like an isogenics type of company. Like we're early. I think we're $1 billion company in the future. I mean, I just like the leaders I've gotten to know in this company, Chris Cavadon and Danielle and Joe Giuliano and Troy Landwehr and Kenny Olson and the Jersey guys. I mean, these are strong, great people. Paul Capozio and his wife. I mean, these are some Brian Mara, right? So there are some very, very awesome distributors who have been in network marketing for a while. Brian hasn't, but all these other guys have. Actually, Paul hasn't either, I don't think. So that's the cool thing, right? Yeah. So there's a few of us who have hit Diamond Ambassador and have never done this before, right? So that's very encouraging to people who are like, oh, you got to be a network marketer to be successful. You don't, right? You just got to be passionate about the product and work a little bit every day. So, I look at us and say, we're a $1 billion company, in the next 3 to 5 years. And, I tell people who maybe get a little frustrated or, they can't stick with it. It's been a couple of months and they're running into a little bit of a lull. I'm like, stick with it. Do a little bit every day. I actually created this cool video, Jen, that talks about the power of one. And you guys can find it on my YouTube channel. And the idea behind it is, if you come on, let's say you came on this month in September, don't even think about prospecting for the first month you have the gel. Like say October. In November, we'll start thinking about prospecting. But take the gel, use it, have your own results, start to educate yourself. And then in November, we'll go find one person, right? So if you find one person every month for 13 months, and you teach those people to find one person every month the whole way down, in month 13, you're making $26,000 a month, right? So that's just exponential growth, right? That's the simple 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, right? And right down the line. So if you keep doing that and you're a good leader and you can teach people and bring on one person a month and teach them to do it, the power of that exponential return is $26,000 a month. There's nothing to keep you from doing one person a week and speeding that up that a little bit. Right, so it's a cool little video, right? It's just numbers, but check it out. It's on my YouTube channel. Yeah,
it is. Well, we'll have to put the link.
I'll throw
We'll
the
put
link
the
up
link in
on
the
it.
comments here. Yeah, because a lot of people watch party these interviews that I do, and so it'll be a great way to educate people and show people the possibility, because it's the power
It
of
really
one,
is. It really is.
definitely. All right, let's talk a little bit. Let's go back to the
Okay.
product itself. So you started
Yeah.
taking the product. Give us a little preview of before and during and after, where
Well,
you are
before
now.
I was, 52 years old and working through, the aging thing. Woke up with aches and pains and wasn't sleeping and,
Yeah.
all the things that come with aging. Although, I'm a guy that's been going to the gym 4 days a week, my whole life. And I pride myself in staying in shape. And I just was like, I'm fighting it. Like I fight it, fight it, fight it, fight it, fight it. And then so taking the product, it changed like the way I feel. Like, 18 months into this now, I still take it 5 days on, 2 days off. Once I may miss every once in a while or whatever, because, that's life. But I'm very
Right.
consistent with taking the product. And, today I can tell you the last 18 months, I haven't been sick. I've had no energy, no illness. My blood tests, my physical, my primary care doctor is like, Rick, you're doing really, really well. You look great. I actually had open heart surgery 5 years ago. I had what's called a pericardectomy, which is a
Wow.
really weird, strange thing from a virus. I won't get into it, but it was a very difficult thing to go through. And I can tell you today, I'm in the best shape of my life and I feel great. I think that's the bottom line. People talk about, hey, I've been taking it for 3 or 4 months and I'm not feeling anything anymore. Well, guess what? You've created a new normal for your body, right? And now it's
Yes.
going in and saying, okay, let's strengthen that immune system. Let's
Hmm.
create stronger bone density. Let's, help with your blood flow. Let's make that skin a little smoother. Let's do all these great things to your body that you're not going to feel. What you do feel is you feel great, right? So, when someone
Yeah.
says I'm not feeling anything anymore, I'm like, well, you've set a new normal, you feel great, right? So I think that the longer you take it, the better the results are. So just keep it. I'm never coming off of
Oh, me either.
it.
Me either. Absolutely not. And I like how you said that too, because a lot of people, as they begin to use the product, we have those kind of push points in our bodies, like, we sleep better, yay. Our
Right.
skin is firmer, yay. Hair grows, yay. Discomforts go away, yay. And then we're so used to all these fabulous things happen that when this homeostasis we think that we're in, it's still working on a cellular level. And that's what's so special about this
Right.
particular
Totally.
product.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And then ease of use. Let's just talk about that because, there's a lot of products out there that, do this, do that, do the other. When you first started using the product, how easy was this to incorporate into your everyday
Super
lifestyle?
easy. So I have a bottle in my medicine cabinet right next to my toothpaste and deodorant. Right. So that way in the morning when I go in and I shower and I put it on right then. And then when I go to bed at night and brush my teeth, it's right there in front of me. So it's easy to remember. I also have a couple extra bottles. So I have one in my carry bag when I travel. Um, I keep one. I kind of have a couple bottles spread out. And see, I'm a guy who will also like do an extra pump during the day, like mid afternoon. I'll throw a third pump on there. And, I've also done things like put it up like in your skin, like up in your forehead. And, I've got some issues on my leg a little bit from that heart surgery, from blood flow, and I've been putting it down there. And it's I kind of spread it around, but it became easy, like anything else. If you do something for 30 days, it becomes a habit, right? So if you consistently do, apply
Mhm.
the gel, you're twice a day. um, I also did a loading phase back in those first 2 months because I recommend that for a lot of men, especially the bigger guys. Do that extra pump, in the morning. I actually did 2 pumps in the morning, 2 pumps in the evening for the first 2 months, and worked for me. So that's what I recommend to some of the
Yeah.
guys.
That That's awesome. Yeah. I started actually doing a third dose as well. And for me, it's really made a big difference in my sleeping. And I have found that, because for those that are watching and first, hearing about this gel, you just simply apply it to thin
Yep.
areas of the skin. And Rick, one of the thin areas of your skin is underneath
Yep.
your arms. And I will put a little bit underneath my arms right before I go to bed and I sleep like don't move.
Right.
Like I wake up in the same position that I
Yeah.
fell asleep in. And in fact, I did that last night and it was just I woke up this morning to hearing
Yeah.
angels sing. It was wonderful.
I
It was
think
absolutely wonderful.
you're sleeping deeply. They talk about like the dreams, like people have vivid dreams. You're having vivid dreams because you're sleeping deeply. And like I'm so convinced, like my dreams, I feel like I'm in another life. Right? Because I'm having so many dreams and they're so vivid and so strong. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like, God, I feel like I'm actually living another life in my dreams because they're that powerful. So it's pretty cool. So even 18 months later, I
Yeah.
still have amazing, sleep great and have amazing dreams.
You forget how good you
Yeah,
feel. You know, I always, my new thing is like, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, but way smarter. And you forget how nice it is to sleep through
right,
the night. You forget how nice it is to have stamina throughout the day, consistent energy, and just a nice steady mood throughout the day. Because, you know, as we get older, things
right,
happen. And we just accept that, like you said a little bit earlier about the new norm with the gel. We accept that kind of yuck feeling as the
right,
new norm, and it just has to go with aging, but it
right,
really doesn't.
right. Totally. Yeah, there's no reason
Yeah,
we have to age. Age is a number, you know?
yeah. I say that too. I say that
Totally.
too. Well, Rick, thank you so much for being
Yeah,
my
you're
guest
welcome,
tonight
Jen.
on Wealth
Love
Wednesday.
to do
Thank
it.
you for sharing your story. And you know, again, here we have somebody who owns Urgent Cares, and I love the story because I try to get Rick different people on from different walks of life. Because sometimes we think it's just the at-home mom that likes this industry, and we know that with a company like we have and with a product like we have, we are attracting individuals and gentlemen like yourself that are just business savvy people that own businesses, all the way to the at-home moms. And this is what is so special with our company. And I really
Yeah,
appreciate you coming on and sharing
yeah,
your
love it.
story as well as sharing your product testimony for
Absolutely.
sure.
Thanks for having me, Jen. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, guys, if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to put them in the comments. Remember, you know, if you would like to do a watch party and share this information, because I always say somebody could be one testimonial or one video away from making a decision that could totally improve their lives. So we thank you guys for watching. If you're watching this by replay, let us know. If you have any questions, please let us know and get back to the person who shared this video with you. Again, thank you everyone for joining us. We'll see you next week for Wealth Wednesday. We'll see you next Tuesday for Testimonial Tuesday.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
again,
Thanks,
Rick.
Jen. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Bye, everyone.